What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing another Euro video. I'm going to be giving a quick roundup of matchday 1. I know it's a bit late because matchday 2 is almost done, but don't worry, I'll be obviously doing one for that as well, and that one will actually come out when matchday 2 is done, so don't worry. I know it's a bit late, but we move. So anyway, the Euros kicked off on Friday the 11th of June, and in the first match it was Italy against Turkey in Rome. So obviously Italy had the home advantage with all their fans, and did they take it? They were all over Turkey. It was very unlucky for them to go into half time at 0-0, but in the second half turned it up, won 3-0. Yeah, they showed how good they really are, and that was the end of the first day of the Euros. Second day, the second game in Group A between Wales and Switzerland happened, and it was 1-1. It wasn't a great game. I think Wales didn't really do too much. James looked like their most dangerous player. Switzerland had a few good chances. Danny Ward did really well for Wales in that game to keep them in it. But yeah, Switzerland probably should have won. James was the real danger on the counter attack, but then they took him off. So yeah, you know, they didn't win that. And then the next game was in Group B now, between Denmark and Finland. Obviously this is a very sad game where Christian Eriksen unfortunately collapsed on the pitch, and yeah, obviously he's doing well now, at least like he's okay, so that's good. But yeah, they were forced to finish that match as well, and Finland got the dub, which was unexpected, but obviously you can understand that the Danish players would have been worried about their guy in it. Like, after that happens, you're not going to want to be like go and just carry on the match. You're going to be in, some people might be in shock, you know, you're going to be worried and stuff, and they were forced to play on the same day, which is questionable from UEFA. But yeah, you know, Finland got the win. And the other game in Group B on that day was between Belgium and Russia. Now, Belgium won the match 3-0. Their first goal, I don't know how it was given. There was clearly offside. Like, yes, Lukaku didn't touch the ball while he was offside, but he interfered with play because the ball into the box was aimed for him. So it should have been given offside, but it was, I mean, they did win the match comfortably, so they probably would have won anyway. But yeah, questionable there. And yeah, that was the end of the games on Saturday. And then on Sunday, all the English fans getting gassed because England beat Croatia. Very boring game. Foden had a good chance at the start, but unfortunately the shot deflected off the post for England. I don't want England to win, by the way, just because I have a bet on them not winning, and if they do win, I have to buy Harris a Brentford shirt, and I really don't want to do that. So yeah, they beat Croatia. Like I said in my prediction video, they're going to win all the group games and then get knocked out in the first knockout round, so it's fine, I'm not worried. And yeah, that was actually Group D for some reason. The order in which the matches are played is a bit weird sometimes. But Group C kicked off later that day at 5 o'clock between Austria and North Macedonia. Pretty poor game. Austria did win 3-1, but North Macedonia should feel hard done by because they played decent in that game and had a few. I think they, yeah, they had some good chances, but yeah, they ultimately came up a bit short, and Austria took the dub there. And in the other game between Netherlands and Ukraine, this was a very good game. I think it was 0-0 at half time, but in the second half it started very explosively. Netherlands scored 2 in like 8 minutes or something. Then Ukraine within the last 15 minutes scored 2 goals in like 4 minutes to make it 2-2. It was getting really tense, but then Dumfries in the 85th minute made it 3-2 to the Netherlands. Felt for Ukraine because they, I think they deserved at least a point after their nice little comeback. Especially with Yarmolenko's goal, man. That was such a good strike, like probably goal of the tournament. And then yeah, that was the end of those games. Then the next day, Scotland and Czech Republic, second game of Group D. Scotland played quite well in the first half, but they went in 1-0 down because yeah, they didn't take their chances, and Czech Republic took their chance through Patrick Schick. And in the second half, Schick scored what? Well, I said the goal of the tournament from Yarmolenko. He completely he blew it out of the water. Like, it was such a good goal from like, I think it was almost 50 yards or something. Furthest goal in Euro history. Keeper was off his line. He saw it and he took advantage of it as well. Made it 2-0. Czech Republic got the dub there. Unfortunately, Lyndon Dykes missed a pretty easy chance, but you know, we don't need to talk about it. Anyway, later that day, again, Group E kicked off between Poland and Slovakia. It was, you know, most people would predict an easy win for Poland. So was I, and they went 1-0 down. They equalised, and then Krychowiak decided to get himself sent off like an idiot. So Poland were then down to 10 men, and Slovakia took advantage by winning the game 2-1. Unfortunately, Lewandowski just had no service in that game. He couldn't do anything. And yeah, you know, Poland played quite well at the end of the game, obviously, when they were going for it, even though they had one less player, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for them to get a point. And then later on that day, in the 8 o'clock kickoff, Spain against Sweden, 0-0. Spain had so much possession. I believe they had the most passes ever completed in a single Euros game, but they didn't make it count. They didn't create a lot of chances, and Sweden arguably should have won that game. They had 2 golden opportunities. First with Isaac in the first half, right at the end, who probably should have scored, but like he did really well with to create the chance, but then his shot was terrible. And then I think later it was Isaac doing really well, created a chance, squared it to, I think it was Marcus Berg, open goal, and he hit it over somehow. So that was poor from him, but Sweden should have got the 3 points there, and well, in terms of the chances anyway. Like Spain obviously dominated the game in terms of possession and passing and stuff, but they didn't create a lot. And yeah, Sweden could have won that. But then on Tuesday the 5th, this is the last day of the group stage games. Obviously Group F, we had Hungary against Portugal. The first game with a full sold out crowd in Hungary, and it was 0-0 until the 83rd minute. It could have been 1-0 to Hungary as well, but their goal got disallowed for offside, and they just capitulated. And Portugal are the other team who I really don't want to win, because I also have a bet on them not winning, and if they do win, I have to buy Hokira, one of my other friends, a Portugal shirt, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah, Hungary completely crumbled, man. I was so disappointed, because they played quite well as well. You know, they limited Portugal's chances, and I think, yeah, their heads just dropped off that disallowed goal for offside, unfortunately. But the last game of the game week, the biggest game of the game week in terms of the 2 strongest like sides, this was the game between 2 very good teams. Like most of the other ones, you wouldn't really say there were 2 good teams. This time in this game, there definitely was, and France got the win through a Hummel's own goal. Germany didn't really do a lot in the game. I think Sane came on and played quite well. Kimmich was alright as well, but France played decent. Unfortunately, Mbappe, who I have in my fantasy team, who's also my captain, got a goal and an assist that were both ruled offside, and they were offside, but his goal was so nice, man. Like, took it down, and then he just such a good finish. But yeah, like I said, it was disallowed, unfortunately. But France did manage to get the win. France are the team I want to win, because I have a bet on them winning, and if they win, I get 2 QPR shirts, so hopefully they can dub up. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I'll be back in a couple days for the roundup of Game Week 2 in the Euros.